Hi, hello, my lovely Leos, and welcome to Vivid Vibration Tarot. My name is Christina, and I'm going to be doing the general reads for the upcoming month of October. November. Whew, October flew by. I hope y'all are doing well. Interested to see. I feel like October kind of, it resonated for me anyways, so I don't know. I'm curious for what's to come. Okay, so let's see what we have here for my Leos. Okay. Oh my God, that scares me. Okay, we have the comic. The Nectar, Anima Mundi, Thanatos, the Tear, the Lover, the Self, and the Apocalypse. Okay, Leos. I mean, I want to say that you have this massive ending that you've experienced in life, you know, however that resonates for you. But in that, through this ending, you were recognizing where it was that you were holding on to things that were holding you back. You know, I mean, for all of the, you know, like for every finger you point at someone, 3 more pointing back at you. You know, it's just kind of that idea of like, okay, there were a lot of endings, but how did I participate in those endings? And why did I want to say like move them along or perpetuate them, you know? And what did I discover out of it all? I mean, you know, Leos, I feel like this is just kind of this question of gathering up everything in the rubble and seeing what you want to take with you and what you don't and why, and just having an understanding of something, like an aftermath of something. Hindsight is 2020 is like what I want to say here. And I get the feeling that you're wanting to overcome some very sincere sadness. I mean, you know, you don't experience an apocalyptic end and not feel the end. You know, like it's not a thing. But that, you know, you're wanting to step over it. You're wanting to I want to say better represent yourself. I don't know why that keeps coming up, but I feel like that was something I said in the last Leo read, but it is this idea of, you know, who am I and what is it that I stand for and what is it that I want, and how is it that I'm demonstrating that, not only through my dreams but also through my actions, right? And so, I mean, I feel like in breaking away with everything and discovering where it is that you held yourself captive or, you know, managed to kind of feel stuck, you're really understanding, you know, the whys behind it all. Sometimes we just act instinctually and we don't stop to really think about why we're doing it, because it's that reactionary response. And I think that once you've removed yourself from the need to be reactionary, then you're able to better understand like why the reaction, you know? And then the Lover and the Nectar, you know, I just feel like it's like that idea of like this sweet relief, you know, like this elixir almost of completion. You know, perhaps completion of all of the things that you were being held back by previously. Listen, these Leo reads have come at me. Okay, so let's do some more clarifiers and see what else we get here for my Leos. I mean, Leos, I know that we've had a rough couple of years across the board. Every Leo I know has had really, really rough things that have been going on in our lives, you know. And I don't get the feeling that this Apocalypse and the Thanatos and the Tear are cards that are, I just feel like it's like that residual. I don't know why. Residual is just like it's all the residual filth left behind that you're having to go back and really kind of, I guess, see what's salvageable, you know, in terms of the apocalypse, in terms of things that have come to an end. You know, like if you're going in and you're cleaning something up because it's been destroyed, then there are going to be things that you can't take with you, and then there are going to be things that, you know, you'll be able to salvage. And that's kind of what this feels like, is like salvaging the things that somehow got stuck in the apocalypse. I just keep thinking of like a burned down house. It's like the image in my head. So we have the Page of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, Strength, the Hierophant, the Six of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. So, I mean, I guess the whole Page of Cups, I mean, definitely fits in well with the Tear and Thanatos. You know, just this idea of lack and what was lacking and why was it lacking, and how is it that you kept finding yourself caught in situations where you were bound to lack. And I want to put the Queen of Swords with self, Leo, because I feel like you I was having a conversation with somebody earlier today, and I was just explaining my emojis, because sometimes I feel like, you know, you never know where things can get lost in translation along the way. And I couldn't help but laugh, because he said, well, no, I actually really need somebody who can just like drop some truth bombs on me. And that was one of the things in our last read, Leos, is that idea of just dropping truth bombs, you know, and just really being honest with people about who you are and where you stand and what you want and what you don't want, you know, and just clearing out all of the residual things that are left over by being honest with yourself about all the things I just said, what you want, what you don't want, why you want it, why you don't want it, you know, like, and moving. I mean, I guess the Two of Pentacles came out in October's read too, but towards something that you love. I mean, this could be a partnership. It could be, you know, romantic. I mean, obviously the Lovers lends to the idea of a romantic partnership, but it could just also be that you're really investing yourself in something and deciding that, okay, this is the direction that I'm going to go, then this is the direction that I'm going to invest myself in, and I'm gonna love it because I decided to. You know, and finding the strength to move on from the rebel. You know, and I think being confident in that, and the decisions that you're making, because we've been making some decisions, yeah? Okay, I don't know, 8 minutes. Let's try some Hidden Realm, see if there's anything else I can get. I don't know. Okay. My Leos. I like it. Life renewed. Again, it's that, okay, like, in the end, what do you salvage? And this card is also the idea that the tree is in the acorn of everything that you need. And you know who you are, you're honest with yourself, you're honest with the people in your life. You know, you found people who respect that and who have, I want to say, like, given you the strength to really trust yourself, you know, and your ability to bring forth life, right? The sun. The sun. Creating the nectar, creating, bringing you towards what it is that you truly long for and desire. I don't know, this is a moving card, so it could be that some of my Leos are moving. But if you're not actually literally physically moving, then it's more the idea that you're moving away from all of the negativity toward, recreating your life. I want to say like finding a solid foundation. And I also want to say that a lot of that has to do with the fact that you are honest with yourself. So that's good. I like it. Could be love that you have coming in, which is, exciting. If not, if you are in a relationship and you're happy and, it could just be that you're moving through a point in your relationship, into one that feels more honest about what it is that you really want and why it is that you really want it, I almost want to say that it's not something that's frivolous. This really doesn't feel like Leo energy. Honestly, this almost feels like, sorry, it's like coming through now. But it almost feels like there's this idea of saying, like, that's not who I am. And the joke's on you. So I wonder if you're not having a conversation, or somebody isn't recognizing the fact that they, I want to say, like, misrepresented you, and it almost this, which it doesn't have to be a relationship, Leos. I mean, it could play out in any manner of ways, although it does kind of feel like a relationship. But there's this idea of saying, like, no, this isn't funny. No, I'm not going to play the fool. This all had to end for a reason, and, like, it was sad and it hurt, but, like, in the end, I had to go through and figure out what was working and what wasn't, and making your decisions accordingly. But I think that in doing that, you're opening up a door to really create what it is that you're wanting to create, I think, in a more sincere manner. Like, maybe you felt like you've just kind of been on hold for a second, and you're like, okay, but, like, now what? Yeah. Okay, the Ocean and Eros. Bringing life back into balance with passion and romance. Which, yeah, I mean, I feel like that's one of the most, well, I won't say that, but it does feel like it's one of those things that passion and romance are supposed to throw you out of balance, right? There's this stigma and this idea, and it's in part because we literally, our brains are chemically affected, and so you act stupid, because you can't help it. Whatever, something inside of that person activated something inside of you, and you just, like, love is stupid and blind, But for this, it feels more of like love is passionate, but it's bringing you back into balance. So I wonder if that hasn't been something that you've just really felt like has been missing. Like you've gotten all of these things sorted out. You've pulled away from sanctions or areas of life that just were not going to bring you anything other than misery and death. Like just bad situations, bad people, bad whatever. And experiencing this massive end that left you feeling really, really sad, but also gave you the opportunity to get rid of all the things that were standing in your way. Like, yeah, the house burned down, but, like, also you were able to salvage what mattered and go on and work towards building something that's actually going to have a solid foundation, set solid roots. But all of that solidness feels very anti-fiery, you know? And so, I mean, I guess I mean, Leos were fixed signs though, you know, but like we're passionate. We love passion. We feed off of passion. We, you know, we ooze passion. And so, you know, I think that for us, passion brings us back into balance. Like, I don't feel like my life does not feel complete if I'm not feeling passionate about something in some manner or fashion, you know? And I feel like maybe there's just this idea of like you've really kind of been lacking that passion in your life, and you're figuring out why you've lacked that passion and how it is that you can take what you do have and move toward you know, recreating or rediscovering that passion within you, um, with something or someone that you love, because that's going to really bring you back into balance. Which explains the need for strength, honestly, because Leos, you know, when we feel out of balance, I feel like I can speak for all the Leos that I know, you know, like when we feel like there's no passion, when we feel like there's nothing exciting or deep that we're like feeling for or creating or putting our energy into, sometimes we get really depressed. You know, like it's just a thing where, you know, when you have so much to give and you want to give it and you feel like you can't, you're like, well, meh, you know. But having the strength to just kind of be honest with yourself and know that it's not always, things aren't always in your control, but you don't have to play the fool, and you don't have to just act like nothing happened, you know. I mean, the apocalypse happened. You just have to focus on what it is that you really want to bring that balance back and pull yourself out of that depression. Okay, Leos, well, I love you so much. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.